Okay, hello. Hello. How are you doing, SCFC? Sorry I'm a little bit late. Okay. Here we go. We're live. Okay, hello everybody. Hi. Hi Dagger, how are you doing? Welcome back. Welcome to Trucking Tuesday. Sorry we're a little bit late today, but we're here now. We're going to be playing some more Euro Truck Simulator. Looking forward to it. We are going to be taking a bit of a break from Euro Truck next month, as I mentioned in yesterday's stream. So it's going to be a little bit of a finale today. We're going to try and have a good drive. We're single player only. No convoy today. I thought because it's the last Euro Truck stream we're going to be doing for about a month. I wanted to just go solo. So we're going to dive in to Euro Truck. And yeah, that's it. Basically, that's it. There's not really much to say before we start today. So let's switch straight over to the game and get on with it. Pause that. Okay. Right, here we go. Oh, I haven't set the game capture. Whoops. My bad. Okay, there we go. And let me just get it up on TikTok. There we are. Okay, you should be able to see and hear the game now. Well, you should be able to see the game. You'll hear it in a minute when I tab back in. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Hey, Chaztastic, how you doing? How's the day been? It's been good. It's been good. A little bit hectic, as you can tell. I'm not really prepped for today's stream, but we're here. We got the game up. We're going to be doing some more Euro Truck Simulator. Like I say, single player only today, no convoy. But we'll dive straight on in. Obviously, let me know if you can see and hear everything all right. Okay, here we go. So, we are currently in Tunisia, I think. Let me verify. No, we're in Spain. Oh yeah, I remember. So we're in Puertollano in Spain. We have the Feldbinder, the ADR trailer, so we can do chemical handling. So let's see if we can find a job to be getting started with. Puertollano to Geneva. That'll do. Let's go. I'm here just in a meeting, but you'll have my full attention soon. Thank you, Max. Thanks very much. Okay. Do you know the mods for PC on FarmSim? What's the website you get them from? All of my Farming Sim mods are from the in-game mod hub. Okay, just accept the job. I was about to... I'm glad you remember. I was about to ask how the hell did you end up in Spain? I think we took the ferry, didn't we? We took a ferry to Valencia, and then we did a job from Valencia to Puerto Olano. That's how we ended up in Spain, because last week, or last time we played, we were in, well, we visited Tunisia and Morocco, right, if you recall. And we may head in that direction again today, I don't know yet. There we go. Let's go. Geneva. And I'm going to try today to be a bit more sensible with my driving, because things got a bit out of hand last week. There was some hectic driving going on. Oh. I've been trying to be consistent with my videos since last week. I have no idea if it's helping, says Grey Dog. I have seen a couple of your videos pop up over the last week, Grey Dog, so it's definitely doing something. I mean, obviously, the more you post, the more chance you have of a video getting onto the For You page, you know, and reaching a larger audience. You have to be careful with what time you post as well, because different times of day, you know, if you post at a certain time of day where everyone else is posting, your video is just going to get buried under thousands of others. You want to post when it's quiet, but not too quiet, right? When there's going to be enough people online that they'll see the video in the first few minutes, but not so many people posting that your video is going to be drowned out. I usually aim for like mid-afternoon, 2 or 3 o'clock, to post on TikTok. What are you delivering, says Chaztastic? Hot chemicals again. There's always hot chemicals. There are other cargoes for the ADR trailer. There's like specific, you know, there's all sorts of different cargoes with this, but it seemed like last week we just did 5 different deliveries of hot chemicals, and hopefully it won't be the same this week. Hopefully there'll be some other stuff. Try and drive sensibly. I've put the cruise control on. Try and stick to the speed limit as much as we can. How's everyone's Tuesday been anyway? What's everyone been up to? Try and get the conversation going, because it's been a bit of a slow start today. How's everything going with Purple App? Can't be mentioned. Oh, Twitch is going very well, straight up. I can say it now because I'm an affiliate now. So I really don't care if I get shadow banned on TikTok again. We're affiliated now. We've already had 9 subs, which is incredible. The community over there has been really great. You know, not that I don't enjoy my community on TikTok, because everyone who watches on TikTok is great as well. But I've really enjoyed focusing more on Twitch recently, and it's been going really well. B says, look, partner's asleep, so I can't fully hear everything today. No worries, B, no worries. Here for the views, thanks. Been playing Silent Hill today. Nice one, Chaz-tastic. The original. Draydog says you're going to be rolling in it soon, but it's not about the money. Well, it is if you wanted to do it full or part-time. Exactly, Draydog. Like, I do want this to be something that I can do for a living, you know. I do want this to be something that I can actually make enough money off that it can be like my main source of income, right? And I think that that's definitely a possibility now. I think for the first time I'm seeing that as a possibility, that I could make a career out of streaming and video making, which is a really exciting prospect, because I do love doing it, don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but that's why I want to be paid to do it, you know what I mean? I want this to be something that I enjoy doing it so much that I want it to be the thing that I do for a living, right? And hopefully it can be. Hopefully it will grow into that over time. Silent Hill F, says Chastastic. Nice, I haven't played that one. That's the newest one, right? There was something that I needed to do on TikTok. For some reason, I've not been getting the sound effect when people follow on TikTok. We got like 12 followers in yesterday's stream, and I didn't get any notification of it. I think that should do it. There we go. Okay, so if anyone else follows today, hopefully I'll actually hear it this time. Oh hey Callum on YouTube, how you doing? Apparently the Doctor Who Christmas special's been delayed. I don't know how true that is, said Grey Dog. I've not heard anything about it. But also, how do you delay a Christmas special? I hope they're not going to like delay it till next Christmas, because that would be very upsetting. But they might, because, you know, apparently, according to rumours, they literally can't find anyone else to take over. Nobody wants to be the Doctor anymore, because, you know, let's be real, Russell T Davies came along and took a massive shit all over the franchise, and now nobody wants anything to do with it anymore. Literally nobody wants to be the Doctor, nobody wants to be the showrunner, nobody wants to direct it, nobody wants to write for it, nobody wants anything to do with it anymore. Which is such a shame, because I genuinely do think that it's probably going to end up going on an extended break. I think it might end up... Hopefully it's not going to be a 16-year break like it was in the 90s, you know, but I do have the nastiest feeling that it's going to be going off air for 4 or 5 years until they find someone competent to take over. I think this Christmas special was supposed to be one of those handing over the role specials, but they're struggling to find someone. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, they wanted. I think it's pretty obvious that they want the Christmas special to be Russell T Davies' last episode as showrunner, but they've got no one to take over from him. So it's kind of like, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to make the episode or not? Do you also think the BBC production company can't compete with Netflix in terms of pay and royalties? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how big of a part that plays in it, because I've no idea how much the lead actors get paid in comparison. I imagine, it's not the biggest paycheck in the world, but then at the same time, they have had a lot of funding from Disney over the last couple of years, which probably, a good portion of that may have gone towards, better pay for the lead actors. I genuinely don't know. I don't think it's really a problem of actors, not wanting to do it because of the pay. I think actors just don't want to do it because of the reputation that the show's got over the last few years. I mean, look at the last couple of Doctors. We had David Tennant came back for just 3 episodes. Ncuti Gatwa was in it for 2 series, and then he's given up on it. And now they brought Billie Piper back, and she's almost definitely only going to be in it for 1 episode before she regenerates again. It's not a stable job, There was a time where if you signed on to be the Doctor, you were going to be the Doctor for 4 or 5 years. But there's so much uncertainty around it now. You don't know if you are going to be there for 1 series, 2 series. I just don't think it's a very stable job. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons that nobody wants to take it anymore. Nobody wants it. I'm sure that dress will be fine with TikTok. You never know, so there's TFC. Oh yeah, the dress. So, I was going to wear this dress in today's stream, everybody. Let me just show you this dress. So, it's a pink, it's kind of a peach-coloured dress. It's a really nice colour, but on camera, it looks skin-coloured, right? And that's not such a problem on the top half, but on the bottom half, I'll just demonstrate. On the bottom half, if I just pull it down like that, it literally looks like I'm naked. And I thought I don't want to wear the dress on stream just in case it gets falsely flagged as nudity, because I mean, look at this. If I pull it all the way down, I mean, it literally just looks like I'm naked on the bottom half. So yeah, I'm not going to wear that. I'm not going to risk it. I put a photo in the Discord. It looks very suspicious. It's a suspiciously coloured dress, so I'm not going to wear it. Someone like Tom Baker that actually lasts a good amount of years. I agree. I do think what we really need is someone who's going to take on the role for a long time. Because the thing is, back in the classic era, regeneration was like a handy tool to deploy, whenever an actor was getting tired of the role and they wanted to move on to other things, they could play the regeneration card and be like, right, you've done it for 5 years, you've done it for 6 years, let's get somebody else in now. Whereas today, regeneration is kind of a gimmick. It's kind of like actors are deliberately only signing on for 1 or 2 series because then they can get out of it with regeneration. And I feel like, regeneration originally was supposed to be something to prolong the longevity of the show, right? But now it's just become a gimmicky thing where if you don't have a regeneration every 2 years, people start to get bored, which is a shame. And I don't think that's the actor's fault necessarily. I don't think I'm not blaming Ncuti Gatwa for leaving after 2 series, because I mean, almost definitely some stuff was going on behind the scenes that led to his resignation. That whole "I'm getting too old for this" card from a 30-year-old actor, that's bullshit. He was definitely just saying that because he doesn't want to get into any trouble. But I can almost guarantee that in 5 years' time, the truth's going to come out, and it's going to be the exact same thing that happened with Christopher Eccleston, where there's behind-the-scenes drama, he wasn't treated well on set, you know. I am very suspicious of what's been going on behind the scenes. Because people forget what happened with Christopher Eccleston. People forget the way that Christopher Eccleston was treated behind the scenes so badly that he flat out refused to be involved with Doctor Who ever again. And it's only in the last few years that he's finally started working with Big Finish. I 100% I think that there's a toxic environment behind the scenes with the Bad Wolf production team. And I think that's why Shugi Gatwa left. I think that's why Millie Gibson was only the companion for one series before she took a step away from it. And I genuinely, I think in a couple of years' time the truth's going to come out and we'll find out about all this behind-the-scenes shit that went on. Because I can't think of any other reason that Shugi Gatwa would go on TV and say, I'm giving up the role because I'm getting tired and old. Like, that's so obviously a lie. And I think he knows that it's an obvious lie, and he knows that by saying that, people are going to understand what he's really saying. You know what I mean? It's just the fakest excuse that he could have come up with. Jodie said she'd return in a heartbeat. I'd like to see Jodie again. I did love seeing her in the last episodes, in Shugi's last episode. I liked her. I thought she was really good, and she definitely has the. She definitely seems like the kind of person who'd love to come back and be in it more and more. And there's nothing wrong with not wanting to come back. Like Peter Capaldi has said that he isn't interested in coming back because he feels like he's done as much as he can with the character. That's fine. But there's a difference between that and Christopher Eccleston not wanting to come back because of the way he was treated, right? He spent 5 seasons on Sex Education but can't make 2 on Doctor Who. Exactly, Radog. That's what makes me very suspicious of it. Like, there's no way that after remember that the series are only 8 episodes as well, so he was only the Doctor for 17 episodes, including the Christmas special. There's no way that he filmed 17 episodes of the show and he's too tired to continue. He was definitely just saying that because he didn't want to get into the real reason that he left, which is almost definitely behind the scenes drama. I've been watching a lot of movies recently. Would you cut your arm off to live? I know it's weird, just curious. I'm going to guess you've watched 127 Hours, which is a movie that I've also watched. I think I would. I think if it was, you know, if I was trapped in that kind of situation and literally the only way that I could escape was to cut off my own arm, I'd do it. To go straight ahead. Oh. Okay. Well, we've committed to it now. By the way, anyone who's watching on Twitch, I would like some suggestions for channel points stuff, because I don't really know how channel points work at the minute, but from what I understand, it's a situation where viewers can like spend channel points, and then if enough channel points are raised, you can set like certain goals, like, oh, if I get 500 channel points, I'll do this on stream. That's my understanding of it. So if you have any suggestions of stuff that I could do, like as a reward for that, do let me know. Nice number plate. Thank you, Luigi. It's the same one that I've got on my actual truck. You could do ones for hydration or sound effect ones. How do you mean hydration? Big fan of Shooty, but I always give actors a chance and watch all their series no matter how boring they are. See, the thing is, I am a big fan of Shooty. I don't think that Shooty's the problem with the latest series, right? Because I quite the opposite. I think he was the best thing about the last two series. That it was the writing. It's kind of the same situation with Jodie Whittaker. Fantastic actress, and she was a brilliant Doctor. She played the Doctor so well, she really felt like the Doctor, and Shooty does as well, but the writing just lets it down. Like, there were so many moments in the last couple of series where the Doctor is so unbelievably out of character, and there's nothing wrong with the Doctor being out of character from time to time, right? Like, that's the whole point. Sometimes people behave strangely, but in the past he was always called out on it. Like, take for example one of my favourite episodes of the show, The Waters of Mars. There is a fantastic scene at the end of The Waters of Mars where, spoilers if you haven't watched it, at the end of The Waters of Mars, the Doctor changes human history to save some people who were on a Mars base, right? And he spends the whole episode talking about how you can't change history, you can't rewrite things, you can't just go in and save people who are destined to die in a certain time and place. And then at the end of the episode, he goes, fuck that, I'm going to save everyone, right? And he goes, like, balls to the wall, just throws the rules out of the window, he saves everyone, and then at the very end of the episode, there's a moment of realization. There's a moment where he realizes what he's just done, and he goes, I've just gone the wrong way again. There's a moment at the end of the episode where he realizes how badly he just fucked up, and he learns from that mistake, right? That's what should happen when the Doctor behaves out of character. He should get some kind of comeuppance for it. He should realize his mistake, or he should be called out on his mistake, and he should learn from that mistake, right? Compare that to the Interstellar Song Contest, where towards the end of the episode, the Doctor tortures a genocide survivor with an electric gauntlet. And then after doing this, at the end of the episode, his companion Belinda tells him how proud of him she is. There's no call out, there's no, hey Doctor, that was a bit extreme, why did you torture that guy? No, they get to the end of the episode and she's like, wow Doctor, I really admire you, that was very brave of you. He's just fucking tortured a genocide survivor. This is the problem that I have with the writing, is the Doctor acts out of character and everyone's just fine with it. Nobody calls him out on it, nobody tells him that he's doing anything wrong, he just does whatever he likes. Even if it's completely out of character, even if it's nothing like the Doctor would realistically behave in a certain situation, he does it anyway, and there's no repercussions, there's no comeback, there's no... You know what I mean? That's the biggest problem that I have with the last two series, is there's just so many moments where he behaves completely out of character, and nobody calls him out on it at all. episodes of the show. You look back on something like The Waters of Mars, he makes a mistake. He makes probably one of the biggest mistakes that he's ever made. And he realises it. He understands that what he's done is wrong. That's the difference. Like, yeah, he can act out of character sometimes, as long as he realises that he's acting out of character and is called out on it. Anyway, sorry, I'm going to get back to the chat for a second, because there's a few questions that I want to catch up on. Hey, Matt on YouTube, how are you doing, by the way? Liam says, you spend a certain amount of points, channel points, if they redeem it, you take a drink. Oh, I see, I see. I guess we could do something like, maybe in Euro Truck, we could do something where, like, I honk the horn every time we get, like, 10 points or something. That could be interesting. That's the kind of thing, right? It's some simple, repeatable task that you can, like, do throughout the stream. Like, whenever this many points arrive, you can do this thing. Maybe text-to-speech for a lot of channel points. Yeah, that could be interesting. But I definitely want to play around with them. I don't really have any solid ideas yet, but it's that kind of ballpark, right? It's that kind of little, small, repeatable tasks that we can do, like, several times per stream, depending on how many points we get, right? Oh, there's an ad break on Twitch right now. Sorry if you're watching an ad right now. Opinions on Lux, says Luigi. Good. Lux actually may be my favourite episode of the last series. And I don't think it's even close, to be honest. I think it's leaps and bounds ahead of every other episode. I really love Lux. I think it's such an interesting concept for an episode. When they set up this whole pantheon of gods thing, when they set up this whole overarching storyline of there being all these, you know, gods coming into our universe, that's exactly what I pictured. Lux is that idea executed perfectly. The animation style, like you say, Luigi, is absolutely brilliant. It looks amazing. I love the meta commentary. Sorry if you can hear scraping, by the way. My brother's tidying his room, and he's just next door. I love the meta stuff where they go into the real world and they meet the fans of the show. That's really cool. It felt very Red Dwarf. If you've ever seen Red Dwarf Back to Earth, they go into this parallel universe where Red Dwarf is a fictional show, and then when they get to the end of the story, they realise that actually Red Dwarf is real, and the universe that they visited was the fake, was the one that was invented. And I got vibes of that in Lux, because they go into this world where Doctor Who is just a fictional TV show, but then at the end of the episode, that world becomes its own real, you know, its own reality. I like it. It just reminded me of that Red Dwarf miniseries. Wonder if the Trickster will be in Doctor Who as he's got a trap. I really wish the Trickster would come to the main show. The Trickster is genuinely one of the most interesting villains in the Doctor Who franchise, and it's crazy that he's never actually been in Doctor Who itself. He's only ever appeared in the Sarah Jane Adventures. I mean, he's been name-dropped in Doctor Who a couple of times, but he's never appeared. And he should. Oh, 1 second. What's this clip, Chaz? And I don't think it's even close, to be honest. I think it's leaps and bounds ahead of every other episode. Were you just testing if you could make a clip? Fair enough, if that's the case. 1 second. My hair today, I cannot get it right. It's alright, it's alright. Fantastic, no worries. for farming, maybe we could choose what crops you do and stuff. That's a good idea. Yeah, if there's any like kind of interaction in game that we can do based on channel points, that could be really fun to try. Who's your favourite Doctor? Mine's 10, says Luigi. I think 12. I'm a big 10 fan. I grew up on 10. 10 has a very special place in my heart. But for me personally, I think Peter Capaldi just takes the top spot, just barely. The last time the Doctor and the Trickster met was at Sarah's wedding. Yeah, that's true. The last time... Was that the last time the Trickster ever appeared? I think he appeared 3 times in the Sarah Jane Adventures. He appeared in the first series when he... No, wait, did he appear in the first series? There was an episode in the first series where Sarah Jane disappears and she's replaced by Angela. Yeah, that was the Trickster's first appearance. Then in the second series there was the one where Sarah Jane goes back in time and meets herself as a baby. And then there was Sarah Jane's wedding, right? I think those were the only 3 times the Trickster actually appeared. But he's such a unique concept. I don't understand why he's never appeared in the main show. It's such a unique concept, this kind of creature that visits people when they're about to die and, like, gives them a bargain, you know? Like, you can bargain for your life if you sign this contract and agree to let me into your life, I can save you. And that's such a cool concept. Why has that never been in Doctor Who? Why is it reserved for a spin-off? Apparently there was supposed to be a story with the Trickster and Sky, but never happened due to Liz passing. Yeah, I've heard about that. There's very, very unfortunate, you know, with Elizabeth Sladen passing away. The show kind of just, you know, brick wall. That's it. No more. We literally can't do any more now. But because they were setting up that guy in the Curiosity shop, weren't they? I haven't watched the later series for a long time, but there was this guy with the parrot, and he worked in like he ran this antique shop, and he was supposed to be like a much bigger character. They like teased that he might even be a Time Lord or something, and then obviously the show ended, so it was just like, right, well, you'll never know. you'll never know anything more about this character. Do I need fuel actually? Kind of. I'm just gonna go. I know I'm going the wrong way, but I need to get fuel while we're here. Yes, I know, I'm tired. I'm in the wrong gear. Strange noises to make when you're tired, says Chaz. Yeah, the yawning sounds are a bit suspect. It is supposed to be a yawn. Okay, here we go. Let's get some rest. Where is it you're heading? We're heading to Geneva. And how far have we got, actually? We're still in Spain. Oh, we're actually still quite a long way away. So we're going to cross over into France, and then... Geneva's in Switzerland, right? Yeah, yeah. So that's where we're going. Do you have your sat-nav on the screen, or is it covered by the banners? It's on the bottom left of the game window. I think sound effects, going back to what you were saying earlier, STFC, I think sound effects could be a pretty good idea for channel points, because they'd certainly, you know, keep the stream from getting too quiet if people, like, were sending points at, you know, the right moments. I did see an extension. There was this extension that you can add to your panels, and it adds like a soundboard, and you know, users can click on a sound to spend a certain amount of points to have it play on the stream. I could look into that, perhaps. Anything that gives people the opportunity to engage beyond just commenting, because commenting's great, but you know, being able to interact with the stream in other ways as well. I mean, like stuff from here. Let me just have a look. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Like I say, there's an extension that you can get that adds a panel, so you can just instantly click to send a sound effect, like to pay to spend the points to get a sound effect. I think that would be fun. This is what I'm talking about. Like when the stream gets quiet like this, there's like not really enough people watching to get the conversation going, and then I end up just sat here in silence, and then that drives people away, because if you join a stream and I'm just sat here not talking, then you're not going to watch the stream, right? So it becomes a vicious cycle. Like I have to keep talking to keep people interested. But then I need people to be leaving comments for me to respond to, so that the conversation keeps moving. You know what I mean? I was thinking song requests, says Chaztastic. The only problem with songs is obviously copyright. It's always a bit risky playing music on stream. If I can find a good collection of, like, you know, allowed music, then yeah, that could be interesting. I do think we could do with some music on stream, again, to, you know, to keep things, to keep the noise up, so it never gets too quiet. But it's always just a question of finding music that you can actually play on stream, that you're not going to get struck down for. I got a copyright warning on a Farm Sim Friday stream a while ago played some of the Planet Suite by Gustav Holst, which is actually public domain music, so I don't know, I guess just the recording that I played was copyrighted. I don't know. You have to be very careful playing music on stream. I think some streamers, they have like a playlist, like they have like a Spotify playlist, so you can go and listen to the music at the same time as I'm listening to it, but not actually playing it on stream, if that makes sense. So like right now we'll listen to this song, and you know, everyone can make sure that they're like synced up. Kind of like when React channels do picture-in-picture, so they, because they're not actually allowed to show the thing that they're reacting to on stream. Hard when you have 3 different platforms. That's true. You know, there's different rules on every platform as well with music. Tomorrow, Resident Evil? Yes, Resident Evil tomorrow, Matt. I think also, you know, taking a break from Euro Truck for a while, I think it's also going to help, you know, to keep people interested. Because I think it is getting to a point as well where I've played this on stream so many times that people aren't as interested in watching anymore. I do think, you know, taking a break from it, when I come back to it in May, people might be more likely to watch, because it'll be like, you know, oh, I've not played it for over a month. And I think in future we'll do this more often. We'll like cycle out certain games, so we're not just playing the same 3 games on repeat for years and years, right? Thanks for the heart, Anna. How are you doing today? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, thank you for following Team Tesla. Thank you very much. I don't stream, so I wouldn't know, but you can. Can you only play music on one platform? It's like every platform's got different rules. So any song that you choose might be available on one platform, but not another. You know, like it might get copyright struck on YouTube, but be allowed on TikTok, for example. Oh, that's your son, says Hannah. Lovely. Hey Charlie, how are you doing? Afternoon monster. Yes, we got the monster again. I'm nearly out to get some more soon. Did you see the pictures of the? Did you see the picture of the kittens, Charlie? I put another new picture in the Discord of the kittens. They've all got their eyes open now. They're so cute. YouTube are really strict with copyright, says STFC. Yeah, YouTube in particular is quite bad with it. Hey, someone just followed on Twitch. Who was it? Why did I not get a notification? Hold on. Jazzy Lou. Thank you, Jazzy Lou. But yeah, YouTube's quite strict with it. YouTube also has different copyright rules for shorts and videos, which is really funny. If you upload a vertical video... Sorry, that's my brother moving his furniture around next door. If you upload a vertical video to YouTube that's less than 3 minutes long, it will will automatically be flagged as a short, and you can't change it. You can't upload a video and say, I don't want this to be a short. If it's less than 3 minutes long and it's vertical, it will be a short. And shorts have different copyright rules. So there's music that's allowed in regular videos that's not allowed in shorts. So what I've had to do in the past, whenever I've had a video that is shorter than 3 minutes and it tries to turn it into a short, I have to actually edit in like 20 seconds of dead space at the end of the video just so that it's longer than 3 minutes and it doesn't count as a short, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like literally the exact same video, but to avoid it being flagged as a short, which has different copyright rules, you just stick 20 seconds of blank space at the end. And I genuinely don't understand it. I don't understand why, you know, this piece of music, you can use this piece of music, but as long as the video's longer than 3 minutes. What sense does that make? I think you can get a bot that says who follows and put it in chat. I think you can, STFC, yeah. I've got my entire stream dashboard open, so I can see it. I just had to scroll. It didn't have auto scroll on my activity feed. It's well windy, says Charlie. It is very windy today. But there's like no rain or anything like that, it's just wind. Kids look amazing, thank you Charlie, they're so cute. They're all doing really well. They're just over 2 weeks old now, so it is crazy how quickly they grow. Makes you wonder where it all comes from as well, because obviously at the minute they're just getting breastfed. Nature's cool. It's just really cool that, you know, just 2 weeks of drinking milk from their mother and they get to that size from just that. It's wild. What genders are the kittens? I think they're all male. We know the first one's definitely male because that was the one that was born first, so the vet had a look. The other two were born after we left the vet, so we don't know for definite. It can be quite hard to tell with kittens because, you know, not to throw too much shade on cats here, but cats have very small penises, generally speaking, especially when they're that young. So it can be quite hard to tell with kittens until they get a bit bigger, right? But we think they're all male. Okay, we're nearly at the border. Excuse me for a second. Sorry, my brother was playing music a little bit loud. I didn't want it to be picked up on the stream. Do you need to restart the live wall today? No, I don't think so today, Grey Dog. I mean, it has been very quiet. We could try it. We could try and restart on TikTok because it is coming up to 6 I can do. Is it too loud? Let me just pull over. A bit loud on the motorway. Ah, I see. Let me have a quick look. Options. Audio. We'll turn down truck engine volume to 35. See if that helps. Okay, I am gonna quickly restart the live stream on TikTok just to see if we can get a bit of a boost in views. And I think there's going to be an ad break on Twitch in a minute. Okay, I'm just waiting till it ticks over to 6 o'clock. Any second. Sorry about this. Okay, I will be right back, TikTok. There we go. Go live. And we're back. Now, where were we? We'll have a quick top up while we're here. I know we've only just topped up, but might as well go again. There we go. Hello, Emily. How are you doing? I like your shirt. Where's it from, may I ask? I think this one was from a charity shop, so I don't actually know who it is. Can you make the game bigger? I feel like an ant watching on that tiny screen. The face cam should never be bigger than the game. Unfortunately, on TikTok, you can't really make the game any bigger without streaming in landscape, and nobody watches landscape streams. You can go and watch on TikTok or Twitch, on YouTube or Twitch, if you want to see the game a bit more clearly, because I do stream in landscape on YouTube and Twitch. But on TikTok, there's just no way that I can really make the game window any bigger without cutting off half of the screen. Okay, we are crossing the border into France, by the way. See current regulations. Oh, that's new. I never knew about this. There's a new menu here where you can see like the standard speed limits on different kinds of roads. So in France, cities are 31, local roads are 50, expressways and motorways are 56. That's cool. I didn't know about that. Hello Emily, how are you doing? Once again, the dress is from a charity shop, so I don't know what brand it is. Failed to visit the way station. Oh, I didn't know that I had to visit the way station. Whoops. Whoa. What's the nicest city or country in the game? I love Romania, Chaz. It's from the Road to the Black DLC, Road to the Black Sea DLC. My personal favourite DLC of the game. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, every DLC, I think they go bigger and better with the natural landscapes, but Romania in particular is just absolutely beautiful. It's such a gorgeous country in the game, and I'm sure it's a gorgeous country in real life as well. There's an ad break about to begin on Twitch, by the way, so I'll see you in 90 seconds, anyone who is watching the ads. Norway for me when I played with mods, says STFC. Norway is lovely. I think, honestly, wherever you go, there's beautiful parts all over the map, right? Especially because, like, they do constantly rework some of the older areas. Like, they recently reworked Germany, they've done a France rework. I think that right now they're working on rebuilding the UK, which is great because it brings some of the oldest areas of the map up to date with the newer DLCs, so they're always adding like more detail to the existing maps as well. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the UK looks like when they've remade it. Starting to rain now, says Charlie. Is it? Is it? Oh dear. Why are you ignoring me, says Emily. I answered your question twice, Emily, but just to answer it a third time. This dress is from a charity shop. I don't know what brand it is. And also, question of the day, I did answer your question, which was, can I make the game window bigger? No, I can't, but if you want to see the stream in landscape, you can go and watch on Twitch or YouTube. And with that, I think we can all agree that I've sufficiently answered both of those questions, right? Does your dress happen to come from a charity shop, says Pappy Chuckle. You know, Pappy Chuckle, the funny thing is, it does, yeah, I did get this from a charity shop. How did you know? Oh, you're so good at the game. Thank you, Team Tesla. Team Tesla's my stepson, said Charlie. Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. Says, lovely dress, you can get some bargains and nice stuff at charity shop. I agree. There's loads of charity shops in Doncaster as well. And honestly, whenever like I meet up with my sisters to like go around town shopping, we always look in the charity shops as well. Because you can find some really good stuff in charity shops. I feel like a lot of people have a negative attitude towards charity shops because they have this idea that clothes in charity shops are like damaged or dirty or whatever else. Like, if you take clothes to a charity shop, if you donate clothes to a charity shop and they're soiled or damaged, they'll just get thrown away. They don't sell the ones that are damaged, you know. You're not going to find a pair of jeans with a massive hole in the leg in a charity shop because they throw the bad ones away. And that's, like I said, I think people just have this attitude towards charity shops that the stuff you get in there is damaged or, you know, dirty or used or whatever else. But it's not the case. Like, they throw all of that stuff away. The stuff that is actually for sale is the good stuff, you know, the stuff that was a good enough quality to be sold. And you can find some really great stuff. Volunteering one, you'll be surprised the amount of branded stuff that comes in. That's true as well. Like, you never know what you're going to find. Even like fairly big brands sometimes crop up in charity shops. get dirty or damaged stuff, it gets ragged, and our clothes get steamed. There we go. Thank you for setting everyone's minds at rest, Pappy Chuckle. The stuff on the shelves, the stuff on the peg is good. It's been checked, it's clean, it's not damaged. You can safely buy and wear it. Free from my meeting, what did I miss? Not much, Max. How are you doing? Welcome back. Did you see those tiny JCBs? That was cute. You're wrong, by the way, you don't live in Doncaster, says question of the day 3. Well, I think I know where I live. Question of the day. Better than you do. I was born in Harrogate. Maybe that's where the confusion comes from. You live in Yorkshire? Yes, Doncaster is in Yorkshire. Well done. Both Harrogate and Doncaster are in Yorkshire. One of them's in North Yorkshire, that's Harrogate, and one of them's in South Yorkshire, that's Doncaster. Doncaster is where I live, Harrogate is where I was born. Do I need to make it any clearer, or do we understand? Will the UK rework add more unaffordable housing and close down shops? We'll see. We'll see. Do I need to take my dog out? He's whining. Oh, go on, Max. If you need to take him out, go ahead. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be here when you get back. Right, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this today. No, no, no. You're gonna let me in. You are going to let me in. Right, I'm gonna let myself in then. What time are you on till? 8 tonight, Charlie, I think. We'll see how it goes. Is this ETS2? It is, Alex, yes. Right. Right. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I need to screenshot this. I need to screenshot this because this is the biggest fucking joke. Right. Shall I tell you what it says on my TikTok studio right now? Shall I tell you what it says on TikTok studio right now? It says, and I'm going to put a screenshot in the Discord. Hold on, hold on. Okay, so I've got a pop-up from Discord. I've got a pop-up from TikTok. It says, and I quote, "To improve engagement, try encouraging your viewers to send gifts." I'm sorry? I'm sorry? I literally got reported yesterday for soliciting gifts. And I've literally got a message from TikTok saying, try encouraging your viewers to send gifts. Do you want me to ask people to send me gifts or not? Because clearly, if I do ask people to send me gifts, I'm going to get my live restricted for soliciting gifts. Make up your fucking mind, TikTok. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Literally yesterday, in yesterday's stream, I got my stream restricted for soliciting gifts, which I didn't do, but I got my stream restricted yesterday for soliciting gifts, and today I get a message from TikTok saying, try encouraging your viewers to send gifts. Make up your fucking mind, TikTok. What do you want me to do? What do you actually want me to do? My god, I'm sorry, I had to take a break from the game for that, because that's ridiculous. How dare you, TikTok? How dare you fucking say that to me? And then, if I were to say right now, please send me a gift, instant restriction. Oh, you can't do that. You can't be soliciting gifts like that. You literally just told me to do that. You've literally just asked me to solicit gifts. But if I do solicit gifts, I'm going to get my account restricted for soliciting gifts. This is just the latest in a long line of reasons why I've given up on TikTok. I've given up all hope of TikTok. Just the most nonsensical, self-contradictory rules of any social media platform. Seriously. STFC says, you got the gifts banned from that? Yeah, like I say, in yesterday's stream, I got gift giving was suspended for 10 minutes because I was soliciting gifts. And today I get a pop-up saying, you should solicit gifts, by the way. You should totally do that. I give up. I give up. I wash my hands of it. In fact, you know what? How much do you want to bet that before the end of the stream, I get a restriction for soliciting gifts? That would just be the cherry on the cake. If we can get both messages in one stream, if we can get a message saying, please solicit gifts, and also a message saying, why are you soliciting gifts, in the same live stream, that would be hilarious. We'll see what happens. Surprise me, says STFC. Honestly, God, do you remember that stream we did just before Christmas where I had to restart the stream 8 times because somebody just kept reporting it? Hello, Steve. How are you doing? How many FPS do you have right now? Says Alex. I capped my FPS at 30. Look, I'm going to be honest. I don't see any difference whatsoever between 30 and 60. Maybe you do. It's okay if you do. For me personally, 30 is more than enough, so I just cap all of my games at 30, just as standard. And I stream in 30 anyway, so there's no point in playing the game in 60 if the stream's only 30. So yeah, I play in 30, it's 30 frames right now, and that's all it'll ever be. That was during the Jingle Jam, said SFC. Yeah, that was in Jingle Jam as well. That was literally, that was whilst I was trying to raise money for charity. Hi Leon, how are you doing? Guess you have minimum settings. Right now, my settings are on high. Yeah, they're on high. You ever stream on Kick, they're more laid back and you get a bigger cut of the revenue, says Pappy Chuckle. Maybe. A few people have asked about Kick. The only problem is I'm already streaming on 3 platforms and I don't want to give up on one of them, you know, like as much as I hate TikTok as a platform, I also don't want to just say, you know, fuck you TikTok viewers, I'm never going to stream here ever again. Because I want to still interact with my audience on TikTok, right? So, you know, whenever people suggest other platforms to stream on, I have to consider the fact that right now I'm streaming on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. And do I really want to add a 4th platform to the mix? You know what I mean? I think we're good with just the 3 for now. Start at Twitch, just stay on Twitch, says Chaz. Yeah, that's true as well. Like, I'm affiliate on Twitch now, so I am officially monetized on Twitch. So Twitch is where I'm going to just devote most of my energy from this point on. You can, if you want to watch over on Twitch, you can sub over there, you can send bits and all that kind of stuff. So Twitch is going to be like my main platform in terms of monetization from now on, which is great. Your Scania 10 out of 10. Thank you, Alex. This is the Scania Streamline R730. And yes, it is in the colours of the Trans Pride flag. Bro plays on 30 FPS. Yep, we have established that. Can we sleep? That's not too far. I'm back, says Max. How you doing, Max? Are you not able to get 60 on your setup, or just prefer 30? I can get 60. My monitor's 60 Hz as well, so, you know, my main monitor can't display anything over 60 anyway. But I tend to stick to 30, like I say, especially for streaming. The stream is 30 frames per second, so even if I was playing on 60 right now, the stream would look exactly the same, because the stream is 30. It just makes sense to just keep the game on 30 as well. By the way, the reason that my monitor is capped at 60 is because it's not actually a monitor, it's a smart TV. My main monitor that I play driving games on is actually a smart TV. Which honestly does the job of a monitor very well. It's 32-inch, so it's nice size for you know, for driving games where you want a nice big screen. And it means that I can watch, you know, on a night I can, you know, put on YouTube or whatever on the TV instead of having the computer turned on all the time. Because, you know, with streaming and making videos, my computer is, you know, switched on basically all day, every day. So it's nice on a night to be able to turn the computer off and, you know, watch Netflix or YouTube or whatever on the smart TV. So can any of the streams stream at 60, or is 30 the only option? You can stream higher than 30. I don't have the best internet in the world either, so I did try streaming in 60 in the past, but because my bandwidth was terrible, it just led to a really choppy, laggy stream. So it's just the best option all round to stick with 30 for the moment. You know, maybe when I get better internet, then I can stream in 60, and then I can put the games up to 60 as well. How long are you playing ETS2? We're going to be playing probably till 8 tonight. Just sitting down for lunch, says Max. Nice one, Max. What are you having? Oh, thanks for the bit, STFC. Our first ever bit. That's very kind of you. Just for the record, if you send more than 10 bits, there will be an on-screen alert for it. Not that I'm, you know, pressuring you to do so. I'm just saying, 10 bits or more. There it is. There we go. That's me on the piano, by the way. And it was me playing the level up theme from the original Sonic. Thanks for the creepers, Team Tesla. Very, very much apprecited. Stew and rice, says Max. Not wrong with a good bit of stew and rice. I like it. Thanks, STFC. That was zesty as fuck, says question of the day. I mean, look who you're talking to. Zesty is as zesty does, right? Oh, it's raining in-game now. Wipers on. Ooh, might get some nice, nice lightning effects as well. Look at that. There might be some flashing, just warning if you've got any kind of epilepsy or anything like that. There might be some flashes because there's a lightning storm right now. It looks cool though. Hopefully it doesn't get foggy, because I can do without the reduced visibility. It looks like it might be though, it looks like a bit of fog starting to appear. We're going really fast as well, slow down a bit. Good, thanks. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. We're just on our way to Geneva. Do you wear a tail? Nope. Took it straight out of my mouth, just about to ask what job you were on. Well, now you know. Random question, said Max, what's your favourite kind of tea? I mean, very basic, but it's just English breakfast tea. It's just like standard tea. The thing is, in the UK, everyone drinks tea, but everyone drinks the same kind of tea, which is just English breakfast tea. I have had other teas, you know. I quite like fruity teas. There's some really good Tetley, there's some really good fruit ones from Tetley's. They do like peach and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like the vast majority of people who drink tea in the UK just drink English breakfast tea. That's like the standard. Tetley, PG Tips, Yorkshire tea, they're all English breakfast. My favourite kind of tea is the one you eat in the evening. Controversial north and south debate. True, true. Yeah, my favourite tea then, if we're talking about tea in the food sense, because tea is what we call dinner in the north of England, my favourite tea is, I don't know. I like a nice pie and mash. Nice big pie and mash. Now someone's going to ask me what my favourite pie is, right? It's steak and ale. There we go, Fred. I knew it. I knew it. I like steak and ale. I like chicken pie as well, though. Chicken. I like chicken. Asda do a chicken and bacon. It's really nice. Just checked your YouTube stream, and it seems the game is much louder than you. That's very strange. Is anyone else having volume issues? Because I know STFC mentioned earlier that the game was a bit loud compared to my voice. Is that still happening? Is there any trouble on YouTube or Twitch with that? Because everything's normal. Like, my mic's at the same distance. The game's at the same volume that it's normally at. I was wondering if the game was loud, but didn't see anyone say anything. Ah, interesting. Yeah, Max and STFC both watching on Twitch. They've said the same thing. I wonder why. I mean, it's probably an OBS thing in that case, right? Audio output capture. Oh, I do know why. I was recording something yesterday and I turned the volume of the desktop capture up. So it's capturing the game audio louder than it should be. Hold on, let me just deal with this. That should be better. Let me know if that sounds any better on YouTube or Twitch. There we go. And I should be able to turn the engine volume back up in that case. To 50. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, that's why then. I'm sorry, that's my bad. Like I say, I was recording something. Well, I was recording some of the sound effects for the Twitch alerts, so I turned up the audio of the desktop capture, and I guess I forgot to turn it back down. So that's why, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, that's why the game volume was too loud. Sorry. What's all the sound alerts you got set up, says Chaz? Well, we've got sound alerts for subs, bits, milestones, raids, and obviously standard follows. So if anyone follows, there'll be an alert. If anyone sends more than 10 bits, there'll be an alert. If anyone, if we hit a follower milestone or a bit milestone, we'll get an alert. If anyone raids us, and if anyone buys a subscription or gifts a subscription. Coming up on Twitch, by the way. Anyway, sorry about that distraction, everybody. We are going the wrong way right now, by the way. Like, completely the wrong way. When did this happen? Guess we're going the long way around then. Oh, Team Tesla followed on Twitch as well. I didn't see that. Thank you very much, Team Tesla. Sorry, I think I pressed to join the live by accident. If it hasn't, then ignore me. I see you, Draydog. Anyway, getting back to the pie discussion, because we kind of cut that a bit short. I like steak and ale. I like chicken and bacon. I like short crust. I prefer short crust to puff pastry, to be honest. I think it comes down to personal preference, but for me personally, I've always been a short crust fan. And I suppose the real question is, do you like a big pie or a small pie? Because I like a big pie. I like a big family-sized pie. You know, I'd rather have a slice of a big pie than a full little pie, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because a little pie doesn't have as much filling. It's all crust. Sounds like innuendo, says Pappy Chuckle. What, pie, a small pie having less filling than a big pie? Just don't read too much into it. It's not an innuendo, I mean it literally. Small pies don't have as much filling as big pies. You play on 30 FPS, says question. Yes, we've established that. Question of the day. We established that over half an hour ago. I play on 30 FPS. Yes, it's known. This is information that the chat is fully aware of. What wheel is that? This is the Logitech G heavy equipment wheel. I got it as a bundle with the side panel here for £230. Very cheap wheel, but it's good. Oh, thank you for the 19 bits, STFC. I appreciate it. We don't need to turn the engine off. Soul's Rest is also from a charity shop, in case anyone forgot. Yes, thank you, Pappy Chuckle. Before anyone asks me again, it's from a charity shop. That's true. Big pies with more filling are way better, says Max. Exactly, I agree. Women or the opposite of women, says Vasilic. Is that a question? I'm not quite sure I understand what you're asking there. Are you talking about attraction? Because I'm pansexual, so I'm easy. I think both men and women are attractive, and also everyone in between. Have you ever kissed someone? Says question of the day. No, I've never had a kiss in my life. That's why I started streaming. Actually, I thought I might make a friend, and then they might kiss me. Hasn't worked yet though. I've been doing it for nearly 2 years, and still haven't got one. I wonder what it's like. Wonder what a kiss is like. Guess I'll never know. Make your first kiss inside a charity shop, said Homie Triple. What's the point of pansexuality? What do you mean? What's the point? What's the point of homosexuality? What's the point of heterosexuality? What's the point of anything? It's made up, says Luke. The word is made up, yes. All words are. The concept is very real. And it's really not that difficult to understand either. I genuinely, it baffles me that people struggle so much with the concept of just being attracted to people regardless of their gender. Like, being attracted to men, that makes sense. Being attracted to women, that makes sense. Being attracted to both men and women equally, that makes sense. Being attracted to people regardless of their gender, oh, that's a real head scratcher, that one. That just doesn't add up. I don't... Where's the confusion? I don't get it. I don't understand what's confusing about it. Do you have a job? Says Jamie. Yeah, this is my job. Officially now, I'm an affiliate on Twitch, so this time next year. I remember Jesus loved you, but he's disappointed, says Luke. I mean, I don't want to shit on anyone's religion, but I am an atheist. I don't believe that Jesus exists. So that's kind of like saying that Father Christmas is ashamed of me. Okay, he's not real. If that's your belief, then you're entitled to that belief. But why would I be scared of somebody that I personally don't believe exists? You know what I mean? What shampoo do you use? Says Hannah. I use Head and Shoulders. I use Head and Shoulders 7-in-1, which might sound like overkill, but I used to have really bad dandruff. It's one of the reasons that I used to have really short hair before I came out, because I used to have a really bad dandruff problem. I even ended up getting prescribed special medicated shampoo to help with it, and like regular Head and Shoulders, even that wasn't enough, but I found this 7-in-1 stuff, and it's really good. It completely got rid of my dandruff. I haven't had any problems with that for years at this point. And it also, you know, makes my hair really nice and silky and smooth, and it looks really nice. So it works for me. I know a lot of people say that Head and Shoulders doesn't work for them. Like I've had a lot of people tell me, you know, I use Head and Shoulders and it didn't really seem to, you know, it seemed to damage my hair. And I think it varies from person to person, you know. I think hair care is like skincare, where everyone's skin is slightly different. You know, if you've ever tried to do your friend's skincare routine, for example, if you've ever, like, you know, if a friend has ever recommended their skincare routine and you've tried it yourself and it doesn't work, it's because you've got a different type of skin, you know? And I think hair is the same. Like, everyone's hair's slightly different. What works for one person might not work for another. You know, some people their hair might not respond well to Head and Shoulders, but for me personally, it works wonders. I've been using that for, like, basically since I came out. I've been using that for 4 or 5 years now. It's the only shampoo that I'll ever use. It's perfect. It does exactly what I need it to. Seven-in-one is crazy. Shampoo is only for hair, nothing else. Yes, question of the day. Shampoo is for hair. The 7-in-1 doesn't mean you can use it for 7 different things. It doesn't mean, like, you can grout your tiles with it. It means that it does 7 different things for your hair. I feel like this should go without saying. Like, 7-in-1 doesn't mean, you know, you can brush your teeth with it, you can, you know, clean your bollocks with it. That's not what 7-in-1 means. It means that it helps repair your hair in 7 different ways. That's what the 7-in-1 means. I feel like this is self-explanatory, you know. Wash my car with 7-in-1. Yeah, it's like those memes about, like, men's body wash. Wash your car with it. Clean your windows with it. Okay, I'm not going to take a wrong turn this time. Clean your what? Oh yeah, you have a pair of them, don't you? Yes, I do, Tokes, yes. I do, in fact, have a pair of bollocks. I'm sorry. Most people knew that already, but just in case it wasn't clear, yes, I do. Sadly, I was born with them. As many people were. I can't cope with these comments today, says Hannah. Oh, it always gets like this. There's always a point in the stream where one person will come across the stream and then start sharing it with all their little friends, you know, and then we end up in a situation like this. See, that makes sense, says Max. When I see 3-in-1 body, hair and face, at that point it's just so... That's true. That is true, actually. Just look down there and see if you see a stick or a hole, says question of the day. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man, but if you look down and see a stick, I feel pretty bad for you. Let me tell you, not to brag, but there ain't no stick down there, people. Get your views up, so crack on, people. That's true, Charlie. A view is a view. Say what you like, as long as you're watching the stream, I don't care. there ain't no stick down there, says Max. Yeah, please don't clip that. The comments are wild, lol. Yeah, the thing with the TikTok comment section is, the comment section is always wild, but it can go one of two ways. It can be either extremely funny, or it's just a load of spam. Spam's boring, you know. At least today the conversation's interesting. It's a log, says Hannah. Maybe. You know, I've been out for 5 years. I've gotten good at hiding it. Keep the balls and get rid of the rest. Be different, says Pappy Chuckle. That, honestly, can you imagine? I know that it's possible to get rid of the balls, but keep the dick. I've never heard of anyone doing it the other way around. I've never heard of anyone, like, losing the dick but keeping the balls. I can't even imagine what that'd look like. That'd be so strange. Can you drive IRL? I can't. No, I don't drive in real life, I'm afraid. Okay, how far are we from Geneva? We've been on this whole stream, by the way. We haven't even finished our first drive. We've still got another 82 miles to get to Geneva. Hi, Team Tesla, how are you doing? Do I need to sleep? Yes, I do. Go away. I'm off back to work now. See you in a bit. See you later, Jamie. Thanks for joining. Oh, thanks for following as well, Jamie. I'll be live again tomorrow if you are around. I'm going to be doing Resident Evil tomorrow. Which, I don't know how far into Resident Evil we are. I don't want to know, I don't want any spoilers, but I feel like we're past the halfway point. Again, nobody, you know, please don't tell me if we are or not, but I get the feeling that we're about halfway through, maybe a bit further. So it could be another 3 episodes, maybe 4. Have you got the new Resident Evil? I have, Ozzy. Yes, we've been playing it every Wednesday. We've done 3 episodes so far. Like I said, I think we're about halfway through, so there'll be another 3 more. But I'll be playing that again tomorrow night. Only things I'm banned on is Discord and Twitch. It's a shame because I'd join on them. That is a shame. Pappy Chuckle, that is a shame. But hey, at least you're here on TikTok, right? You can also watch on YouTube. The YouTube stream is exactly the same as the Twitch stream, except, obviously, the chat. But the chat's on the actual stream as well, like it's on screen, so... If you want the closest you'll get to the Twitch experience without Twitch is YouTube. Like I say, the YouTube version of the stream is identical to the Twitch stream. Hello, J Rhodes. Over 5 months and Discord will not reply to appeals, and Twitch has been a year with no reply. Damn. I feel like appeals on larger platforms are kind of useless, to be honest. They just never end up going anywhere. Like I've not been banned on anything before, but you know, from my experiences with TikTok, like getting strikes and stuff like that, they just flat out never listen to appeals. I got a strike on TikTok for making a transphobic joke, which is wild because I'm trans and it was very clearly a self-deprecating joke. And I got a strike, a permanent strike on my account for that, which I appealed, and it was just completely turned down. Meanwhile, I received some of the most heinous comments you can possibly imagine on my videos, and TikTok does nothing about it. But I make one joke at my own expense, and suddenly I've got a strike. It's ridiculous. YouTube, I've noticed, is delayed by like 5 or 8 seconds. Yeah, there is a slight delay on the YouTube stream. Discord's all AI moderation that adds tons of false bans. Yeah, TikTok's exactly the same. TikTok's moderation system is completely automated. Unauthorized border crossing? What? What? What do you mean? Oh, thank God it's still open. I have never had that error message before. I've never had that before in all the time that I've played Euro Truck. Have I just entered Switzerland illegally? What the fuck? I've literally just illegally crossed a border. I've been playing Euro Truck since 2019. I've never seen that message before. What the hell? That is mad. Is it because I didn't go to the weigh station? I bet that's why. I bet it's just because I didn't get my vehicle weighed when I was supposed to. That's wild. Brexit update, says Pappy Chuckle. Oh. Mad. Show truck. Here's my truck on A. It's the Scania Streamline R730. In the colours of the trans pride flag. I call it the trans truck. And I've got an actual trans flag in the cab as well. Why was I muted in yesterday's stream? Spam on it. It's as simple as that. You spam, you get muted. Does this game help in real life, said J Rhodes? I don't drive in real life, so I can't really speak on it, but from what I've heard, people have said that it's not a great tool to learn how to drive IRL because it's very simplified. It's not like Flight Sim where it's like a super realistic simulation and like actual pilots have learned, you know, have trained on Microsoft Flight Sim. It's not like that at all. It's very simplified from the real thing. And I think you could actually pick up a lot of bad driving habits if you kind of used this to learn how to drive. So I'd say the opposite, to be honest. If you're trying to learn how to drive, maybe take a break from Euro Truck whilst you're learning. just so you don't pick up any bad driving habits. If you're playing with a steering wheel, that is. I mean, obviously keyboard and mouse is whatever, but... what shifter? This is the Thrustmaster TH8S. Really good shifter. Late. That's because we took a massive detour and ended up in the middle of France. But there we go, first delivery of the day done. And we've only got an hour left, so let's see what we can do next. Cargo market. Sulfuric acid. Now there's an interesting one. Ooh, Calais or Budapest? Budapest is a lot further. Wow. 525 miles or 813 miles. Let's go 525. We'll go to Calais. Sodium hydrochlorite. Yeah, we'll do the sulfuric acid. Speaking of sulfuric acid, has everyone seen the new Minecraft drop? They're literally adding sulfuric acid to Minecraft. I'm not even joking. The next Minecraft update, they're adding a new cave biome called the Sulfur Caves, and there's going to be pools of sulfuric acid in these caves. Like, it's not even a joke. They are adding sulfuric acid to Minecraft. How much is it? Says on A. This gear shifter was £70. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. Take job. There we go. Can you go to Finland? I don't know if we'll have time today, but we are heading in that direction, so we'll see. What's the longest journey on this game? I remember you doing a really long one years ago, but maybe I don't think you finished it. Yeah, the longest we've done was 10,000 miles from the Faroe Islands to Cape Town, South Africa. We took a helicopter. I will not be doing any jobs that long again, I don't think, because it was just way too much. But yeah, we did a 10,000 mile job from the Faroe Islands to South Africa. How long did it take? It took, I think, 6 streams, which would have been 18 hours of real time. Evening, just home from daughters. Hi, Mega Rocker, how you doing? There's an ad break just coming up on Twitch, by the way, just letting you guys know, in about a minute. When was that, says Chastastic? That was back in 2024. That was not long after I started streaming, to be fair. That was the early days. If you look through my Trucking Tuesday playlist on YouTube, you should be able to find it. But it was sort of summer 2024, I think. Is it the same length in real life or fake in-game miles? No, that is how far it is in real life. Overdose on coffee and Nurofen, exhausted, says Mega Rocker. Well, glad you made it anyway. Oh, I just hit something. Whoops. Do you need to pay for Twitch to be ad-free, or do the viewers need to deal with it? You can buy a sub, which means you get no adverts on my channel, or you can get there's like a Twitch Prime as well, where you get no ads on any channel. But obviously, if you get a sub, then that supports me directly, and you get other benefits for being a sub as well. It's not just the ad-free. You get custom emotes, you get special access in the Discord server, slow mode only, chat, all that kind of stuff. So it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Okay, ad break over. Welcome back, everyone. So, can we actually get to Calais in an hour? I don't know. We're certainly going to try. But it is a long way. 493 miles. Okay, is that why I couldn't... Is that why it gave me an error message when I tried to cross before? I don't know. We're back in France, though. Are the Canary Islands in this game? With mods, yes. I don't know if we've got any right now. No, there are some mods that add in... The Canary Islands are these ones over here, right off the west of Africa. There are some mods that add in some of those islands, but they're not in the base game. The thing is, at the scale that Euro Truck is in, it's at a scale of 1 to 19. Some of the islands are just too small to really fit any... you know, fit a lot of roads and stuff on in the game, in the scale of the game. There is a good mod called Spanish and Balearic Islands. I don't know if it adds any of the Canary Islands, but it does add in a lot of other little islands in the Mediterranean. That's on Truckee Mods, by the way. There's definitely stuff there. But yeah, not in the base game. Hey, thank you for the heart, J Rhodes. Do a delivery to blank island. Don't ask what the cargo is, says Pappy Chuckle. That's pretty dark. I don't think I'll read that word out just in case. Oh, roadworks, lovely. The naughty man, yeah. Well, let's just call him the very naughty man. How long will this take, do you think, says J Rhodes? I honestly don't know. It'll probably take us to the end of the stream, though, I would have thought. Although if these cars don't move, we could be here for a bit longer. Come on. Why are they still moving at 20? Ridiculous. James May was driving. Probably. That's real life driving right there, says Max. Yeah, honestly. That's the thing with driving games, you always find yourself, when you're playing a driving game, you always find yourself getting mad at the AI traffic for being stupid, but then you realise, no, that's just what people are like. That's just what real drivers are like. They're stupid. Like, anyone who drives can attest that the AI in driving games is actually not as stupid as you might think when you compare it to real life drivers. Oh, I was going to pull out there, but I was in the wrong gear, so I was going really slow. GTA traffic literally swerve into you on purpose. Yeah, I've heard about that. What's happened to the cat? He's still there. He's zoinked out. He's asleep. That's the only thing with the cat, is you can't see him in the default camera view. You have to actually turn a little bit to see him. But there he is. He's awake now. He's heard us talking about him. Start of toll roads. Yep. Lovely. Don't know why, but it's so fun watching, says J Rhodes. It is, isn't it? There's just something very soothing about it, I think. Very relaxing. Which is not a word that I think can be used to describe real driving, but driving in video games, very relaxing. Sorry it's been such a quiet stream today, by the way. Apart from a very brief boost in views about half an hour ago. That's right, yeah. It's been fairly quiet today on the whole. Like I say, I do think people are getting a bit tired of Euro Truck. I love it, I love playing the game, but I think collectively we're all getting to a point now where it's time to take a break from it for a while, which is why I'm not going to be playing it next month. Take a break from it, we'll come back in May, and hopefully there'll be a renewed interest in it. Just the new trial they added to Outlast Trials today, such a shame it's a live service. I didn't even realise they still updated Outlast Trials. I'm just noticing, by the way, we're only 6 followers away from 2,000 on TikTok, so if you haven't followed already on TikTok, please do. And if you're enjoying the stream, please share it and, you know, get other people along. We literally just need 6 more followers to hit 2K. That'd be pretty nice if we could hit that today. I don't think we will, but it would be nice. There is a limited time event where you can escape, but it's literally lost to time now. You can only watch it on YouTube. Oh, I see. Yeah, it is a shame when games do those kind of one-time events where if you weren't there in the moment, that's it. You'll never get to play it and experience it firsthand. What's everyone having for dinner tonight then? Not helped that all the endings are locked behind a grind you have to do multiple times for each ending. Oh. Yeah. That's always annoying as well, where you have to basically play through the whole thing again to get a slightly different ending. Had a kebab for lunch with Hannah. Nice one, Charlie. It was fucking horrible. Oh. Fair enough. Couldn't have timed that better, though. Was the kebab perhaps from a charity shop? Where was the kebab from, Charlie? Opposite of charity shop. Kebab shop in Truck Sim. Oh, would that I could. I would love if this game had like a hunger system where you had to occasionally stop at a truck stop and buy some dinner. Because it's not very realistic. I mean, I've been driving for 5 years. I got this game in 2019. I've been driving for 6 years and I've not had anything to eat yet. Yeah, and a digestion system as well. You occasionally have to pull over and go for a quick piss. Look, if we want it to be a realistic simulator game, these are the features we need. Do I need to sleep? No, I'm good. And add the blinking mechanic from the original SCP game. Oh. Now that would make things difficult. Now there's a game we should play on stream, actually. God, now that would be a nostalgia trip. If we played the original SCP Containment Breach. We could do it for Horror Wednesday. I am looking for horror games to play when we've finished Resident Evil Requiem. And I've got some very fond memories of Containment Breach. Did you ever play that Unity remake that ended up getting cancelled because there was like a massive scandal with the development team? And that had potential as well. That was like really promising. Saw stuff about the Unity one, but wasn't sure what happened to it. Yeah, there was like a falling out between the two lead developers. I can't remember what exactly happened. You'd have to look it up. You'd have to look on YouTube. There'll be videos explaining it. But there was some kind of falling out between two of the biggest devs, and basically one of them like took the money and ran, took all of the donations that. You know, because it was like a game that was being funded by donations. One of the devs took all the donations and then just stopped working on the game, and the other devs didn't have any money left to keep working on it, so the project just got abandoned. And it genuinely did look quite promising as well. It's such a shame. I imagine more of a shame if you were actually one of the people who donated to it, and then they just took the money and ran. Cry of Fear was going to get remade in Source, but there wasn't enough funding, apparently. I didn't know about that. I'm going to try and get past this van. We've been stuck behind this for ages. Okay, we've got half an hour. How far do we still have to go? I think we could make that. Watching a friend play Retro Rewind last night, says Mega Rocker. Nice one. I'm a big fan of retro games, and also like modern games that have a retro aesthetic. Like the PS1 style horror games, I'm a sucker for them. I can't lie. I know that they've become so cliched at this point, but I still love all of those indie horror games that are designed to look like PS1 graphics. Because I grew up playing actual horror games on the actual PS1, you know? So it's nostalgic. It's working in an 80s video shop. Oh! Cool. Mega Rocker watched me play Code Vein 2 last night, too. Yeah, I saw that, Max. I got the notification, but it was getting late, and I was, like, getting ready for bed, so sorry. Sorry that I couldn't tune in. It's on Steam. I might have to take a look at it then. I might have to look into that for a potential future stream. I finished that Starship Troopers Ultimate Book War yesterday, which has a retro style. Nice one, Happy Chuckle. Time differences, am I right? Yeah, that's it, isn't it, Max? It's just a case of, you know, getting the timing right for things like that. I think it's quite advantageous to live in the UK because obviously we are at GMT 0, we're right in the middle, so like if you stream sort of mid-afternoon or like early evening, then people in the US can watch in the mornings, and people in, you know, people in Asia and Europe can watch like slightly later at night. It's a good time zone to be in for streaming because like it's right in the middle. We're the center of the universe, says Mega Rocker. Well, maybe just the world. No, but seriously though, it is quite handy, you know, being at Greenwich Mean Time, being at GMT 0. Made by the same people who made Warhammer Bolt Gun. Ah, cool, cool. Speaking of GMT, by the way, if you do live in the UK, don't forget that the clocks are changing this weekend. We're heading to British summertime. I say that, but I think it's been like 3 years since I physically changed a clock. Because I don't have a physical clock anymore. I don't have an analog clock. You know, all of my devices just update automatically. Extra hour in bed, says Mega Rocker. True, true. I'll get back that hour that I lost last year when they went back. Or forwards, whichever way they go. They go back, don't they? They go back in summer, forwards in autumn. That's been a challenge, says Max. All the people that want to watch can't because they're either sleeping or it's really late for them. Yeah, that's a shame. Just out of interest, Max, are you East Coast or West Coast? Because West Coast is like even more extreme. That's like as far out as you can get in that direction, right? It's like the worst time zone that you could live in for streaming. East Coast, that's a little bit better then at least. Draydog says, somebody has just commented on one of my videos saying, good lord, how Great Britain has fallen. I've received a few comments like that on my videos in my time. Amazing how I could make Great Britain fall by just putting on a dress. I didn't realise it was that fragile. I put on a dress and lipstick one time and the country just collapsed under me. No longer great anymore, says Mega Rocker, are we? No, true. These days. If you say Britain's great these days, you get put in jail. I can't stream until I get home in the evenings when I'm done for the day, says Max. Yeah, I guess that makes it difficult as well. An island of charity shops, says Pappy Chuckle. I noticed that there's a lot of Citroen C2Vs, or Citroen 2CVs around in France, by the way. What did SCS mean by this? Let's just fill the AI traffic with the most stereotypically French vehicle, so that just so that the player doesn't forget they're in France, right? Is there any traffic jams in this, says Pappy Chuckle? Occasionally, yes. But it's usually because the AI traffic gets stuck, like at a roundabout or something, and it ends up getting gridlocked. In the Balkans, it's all larders. True, true. I just think it's a bit odd though, because like, I mean, it'd be like driving around in the UK and like seeing loads of classic minis. Like, yeah, people do still drive classic minis, but not anywhere near as frequently as that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like the Citroen 2CV is like the most stereotypically French car. Let's increase the frequency of it so that whenever the player's in France, they just constantly see Citroen C2Vs everywhere. Let's go faster, says Charlie. Yes, let's actually. Let's put our foot down a bit. Okay, ad break coming up on Twitch, just letting you know, guys. I just see mimes on the side of the road selling baguettes. Yeah, how else? I mean, how else am I going to know that we're in France right now? Someone got 40 pizza for free delivery to wrong address. Oh. Oh dear. I've done that before. No, the crazy thing is, I've ordered food on Uber Eats before. I ordered, I think it was a Subway. I ordered a Subway on Uber Eats a couple of years back. And I got the notification to say that the food was at the door. So I went down to the door, I opened the door, there's nobody there, and I notice down the street, like 4 or 5 houses down, the delivery driver handing my Subway to just some randomer. And I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I really regret that I didn't go down there and be like, hang on a minute, that's my Subway. Like, literally, I've just stood there in my doorway. Where's my Subway? And I see 5 doors down the delivery driver giving my Subway to some random person who lives 5 doors down from me. I was really pissed about that. I got my money back. But I'm not a very confrontational person, so I didn't get the actual Subway. I just went on and got a refund. It's a mistake. People don't give the right address. Oh, did you get the food, Charlie? Did somebody else order their food wrong and you got it? Because that's a different story. If it happens to you, it's fine. You know, I mean, I complain, but if someone came to my door with food that I didn't order, I'd take it. I can't really be mad at my neighbour for taking food that was sent to the wrong address. Oh, you're delivering... Right. I keep forgetting that you're a delivery driver, Charlie. So somebody gave the wrong address, and you've delivered the pizza, and someone's just answered the door and been like, I didn't order that. Turns out it was wrong house, it was just up the road. These things happen. They do. They do. That's the thing, there's always going to be mistakes, either by human error or an error with the software or whatever else, but it does happen. Sometimes food goes to the wrong place. Like I say, it's annoying when it happens to you, but then when you're on the receiving end of it, it's great. Be back in 30, another meeting that was just put on my calendar. No worries, Max, no worries. £40 worth of pizza. Yeah. Glad that you got it sorted then. We might actually be finished before you get back, Max, so if we do, then I'll see you tomorrow for Resident Evil. In today's money, that's one small pizza. Honestly, yeah, how much pizza can you get with £40 these days? Well, you could get 26 of the cheapest frozen pizzas from Asda, and I know that because I buy those pizzas. Not the cheapest pizzas, actually. The second cheapest pizzas. They do these pizzas. They do these Just Essentials pizzas that are like 40p, and they're absolutely terrible. But they do these £1.50 pizzas that are pretty good. And I always get a few with the shopping, just in case, you know. Sometimes I don't feel like cooking. Sometimes I'm just like, bang a pizza in oven for half an hour. That'll do. Do you just stream on Twitch and TikTok? And YouTube as well, Mega Rocker. The YouTube stream's exactly the same as the Twitch stream. But it does have a slight delay. 2 14-inch pizzas. Damn. I do Twitch and TikTok. Nice one, Mega Rocker. Nice one. I'll have to give you a follow on TikTok. I didn't know you were on TikTok. Okay, we got 20 minutes. I'm just going to check the map. Oh yeah, we'll easily finish this. We might even have time for one more very small delivery if we can find a really short one to do to finish off. Oh, Kick. Sorry, I misread that completely. You stream on Twitch and Kick. Okay. I don't know why I read that as TikTok. I apologise. Too old for TikTok, says Mega Rocker, honestly. I feel too old for TikTok. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. It's close. Do I need sleep? Nope. Do I need fuel? Nope. Keep on cruising then. Do you think you'll finish this drive? Yes, Chaztastic. We're very nearly done with this drive. We'll definitely finish this today. And we might have time for a very short one. If I can get one that's just from like Calais to London or something, just a quick hop over to the UK, that'd be a good one to finish on. I've still got a catch in my throat. Sorry everybody. I'm looking forward to Resident Evil tomorrow, though. It really picked up in the last stream. I was saying last week, the first 2 episodes were quite slow. Atmospheric, but, you know, slow. But last week, it really kicked up to 11. It really felt very action-packed. So we're finally into the action-y part of the game now. So I'm really excited for tomorrow's Resident Evil. And I don't know if I don't know how quickly I'm going to be able to get it done, but I will try and set up some like channel point stuff, you know, and bit donations and stuff like that, so that we can have a bit more interactivity in future streams. That might have to wait until April because I'm going to be streaming every day this week except Thursday, so I'm not really going to have time to sort that sort of stuff out. But yeah, I want to... I'm slowly learning how the individual bits and pieces work, you know, all of the bits and the channel points and the subs, and there's so many different things to manage now that we've reached affiliate. But I'm working on each individual thing, you know. I'm working on learning how they all work one at a time. And hopefully the streams will become more and more interactive as a result, as we go. What time's the stream? TikTok notifications are unreliable. It will be 5 till 8 PM again. Happy chuckle. Yeah, TikTok notifications are terrible. Almost every day, people join the stream being like, "Oh, I didn't get a notification today." It's very hit or miss. Hey France, too many tolls. Yeah, there are quite a lot of tolls in France. Unfortunately, we're nearly there, though. It's like the IRL says Mega Rocket, is it? I'll take your word for it, because I've never been. Okay, this is it though. We are in Calais. We've still got 15 minutes till the end of the stream, so we will see if I can do just a short job to finish off. Oh god. Flashbacks to TruckersMP, because Calais is always absolutely jam-packed in TruckersMP. Last time we came here was on TruckersMP, and it took us 20 minutes to get from that bridge to the first junction here. I'm not even exaggerating. I love TruckersMP, but the problem with TruckersMP is you either go into the middle of nowhere and there's no other players around, or you go to one of the big cities and there's players everywhere and you can't move. I just wish people had spread out a bit more on TruckersMP instead of all congregating in like the same 2 or 3 cities. Everyone who plays TruckersMP goes to either Calais or Duisburg. That's it. They don't go anywhere else on the map. Thanks for the creepers, Charlie. The infamous Calais-Duisburg route. Oh, yes. And it really is infamous. Anyone who's played TruckersMP can attest to the Calais to Duisburg run. You have some creepers? Thanks, Charlie. Got a question about Alien Isolation. I've never seen an Alien movie. Should I watch the movie first? Because I know you're an Alien fan. I don't think you need to be honest. I mean, I definitely recommend watching the movie. You don't need to have watched the movie to understand the game, because it is a different story. I think there's stuff in the game that you'll appreciate more if you've seen the film. And yeah, as Pappy Chuckle says, there are very minor spoilers for the end of the film. Like, I mean, I think most people are aware of how the film ends at this point, because it's, you know, such a well-known film. But yeah, if you want to go in completely spoiler-free and you want the best experience, I would say watch the film first. You don't have to watch the whole franchise. Just watch the first film and then play the game. And then, you know, you can watch the second, third, fourth film, whatever, if you want. Well, actually, I'd stop after the third. I'm a big Alien 3 fan. I will defend Alien 3 with my dying breath. I love that film. It gets a very, very, very bad rep. I like it. But Resurrection is a steaming pile of shit. Don't watch that. You can watch the prequels as well if you want. Prometheus is... yeah. Covenant. I thought Covenant was a bit better. And then a couple of years ago they did one called Romulus, which is in between the first and second films. That one was quite good. I went to see that in the cinema with my sister. That was good. God, my voice is really bad today. I'm sorry, everybody. There we go. There we go. Right, it is 10:02. Do we have time for one last very short drive? We could do Calais to Antwerp. More sulfuric acid. Why not? Alien Earth TV show was more recent, and even the new Predator film has Wayland androids in it. I didn't know that. I haven't seen the newest Predator. I haven't watched the TV show either yet, so no spoilers please, because I am planning on watching it. I just haven't got around to it yet. Aliens for me, I'll fight you on that, says Mega Rocker. Don't get me wrong, I think Aliens is a good film on its own, but for me personally, I've never really liked it as part of the Alien franchise, because, this is just my opinion on it, but to me, I always felt like Aliens made the alien itself seem like less of a threat. I always think, you know, you watch the first film and it's this giant, 8-foot-tall, unkillable, armor-plated killing machine. And then you watch the second film and it's just like, okay, let's give everyone guns and we'll just go in and exterminate them like insects. And it's a good film. It's a great action film. And there's some really great scenes in it. But for me, it made the alien itself way less scary. Seeing them just go in all guns blazing and wipe them all out. And for me, that's why I like the third film, because the third film brings back the threat of it. The third film makes... It feels so hopeless. The third film, by far, is the bleakest film in the franchise. And if you've not seen the third film, spoilers, but I do recommend watching it, because I personally really like it. The third film is set on a prison planet, where there are no weapons at all. They have no weapons of any kind. And it's just so bleak. Seeing them try to survive against this creature, and it feels scary again. Again, that's, for me, the problem that I always had with the second film was that it made the creature itself less scary, less of a threat. And I think Alien 3 did a really good job at making it feel like a threat again. So that's just my thoughts on it. I love I love the first 3 films. They're all great films, but for me personally, I would say the original is the best, then Alien 3, then Aliens. That would be my order. Hey, Asia John, how are you doing? Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Sorry if I'm not. Did you find Alien Isolation scary, says Chaztastic. The first time I played, yes. Absolutely. Call me Alicia. Okay, thank you, Alicia. How are you doing? The first time I played Alien Isolation, very scary. I think, you know... I think with all horror games, they lose their edge a little bit after the first time you've played. But Alien Isolation does a pretty good job of building the atmosphere. It's very tense. Again, you get that kind of feeling of hopelessness, like this creature really can't be stopped. And it fits very nicely into the existing lore of the franchise. It feels very respectfully done, you know. It's not like some massive rewrite of the canon or anything like that. It's good. It's a really good game. I think it's one of my favourite games of all time. And I do not say that lightly. As someone who's played a lot of games, I genuinely would put Alien Isolation in my top 10, maybe even my top 5 games of all time. And they're making another one. They're making an Alien Isolation 2. They've officially announced it last year, which is so exciting. I can't wait to play that. I'm pretty well, hope you're doing well. I am, Alicia, thank you very much. We're just talking about the Alien franchise. Really interesting game. I agree. Great game. think the reason it's taken so long to get a sequel is because when the game first came out, it actually didn't sell very well. But I have a theory. I think the reason that Alien Isolation didn't sell very well is because of the games that came before it. The most recent Alien game before Alien Isolation was Colonial Marines. And Colonial Marines has a reputation as being one of the worst games in the Alien franchise. And I genuinely think that so many people played Colonial Marines and hated it, that when Alien Isolation came out, they just went, oh, another Alien game? I don't care. And they didn't even bother to try it. And I genuinely do think that that contributed to the game having poor sales, because it's a really great game. Almost everyone who plays it really loves it, but not enough people bought it, like, when it first came out. And I like I say, I think that is because they still had a sour taste in their mouths from Colonial Marines before it. But over the last 10 years, it's, you know, slowly gained a bigger and bigger following. It's very, very highly regarded, and now they've finally announced a sequel, and everyone is very excited about it. I like your headphones. Can you share the brand name? Yes, these are Exa 1000s. I think it says it on the side. If not, then I'm pointing at nothing right now. They're the Exa 1000 headphones. They're very cheap, but they do the job. I got these for like 15, not 15, like 20 quid on Amazon. Not a lot of people know the FNAF type sequel. Yes, I played that as well, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good. Colonial Marines is actually canon? Yeah, I know. But yeah, like I was saying, I do think I think the reputation of Colonial Marines was so bad that it put people off buying Alien Isolation, and I think that's part of the reason that Alien Isolation didn't sell very well when it first came out. And I think it's crazy that the worst game in the Alien franchise and the best game in the Alien franchise came out back to back, like literally one after the other. Here's the worst game you can possibly imagine, and to apologise, here's the best one. How long have you been streaming on Twitch? About 8 months, Alicia. We just hit affiliate last week, so I am a brand new affiliate, but we've been streaming since last June on Twitch, and I've been streaming on YouTube since January 2025, and on TikTok since May 2024. Gonna go now, see you tomorrow for Resident Evil. See you later, Chaz. Thank you very much for joining. We're going to be finishing up in a few minutes anyway. We've only got 100 miles to go. Thanks for the creepers, Dre Dog. I've just been hit. Excuse me. Thanks for the creepers. Thank you, Charlie, as well, for the creepers and the heart. It's just a shame that I'm not going to be playing Minecraft for 6 weeks. I didn't realise they did creeper gifts till now. I think they're quite new, because I didn't... I mean, yesterday was the first time I ever got, you know, received any. So I think they're new. By the way, are you gay? Says Alicia. Sorry, I genuinely can't talk today. I don't know what it is. But my throat is very hoarse, shall we say. Am I gay? Yes. Well, I'm pansexual, so I'm mostly attracted to women, but you know, it's whatever. This might actually be further than I thought. I really thought this was going to be like literally a 10-minute drive. But we will finish it. We might be going for another 5-10 minutes or so, but we'll finish this before I end the stream. Oh no, I can't overtake. Okay, I tried to overtake, but now I'm going too slowly to actually get past. And we need to turn off here anyway. I'm going to cut in front of this guy, very dangerously. Hope you don't mind, says Alicia. No, I'm fine with any questions within reason. But you know, that's fine. I don't mind talking about my sexuality. These yellow barriers, by the way, I didn't notice those before. Have these always been here? I think I would have noticed them. They're very, very vibrant. Are you attracted to people that have big hairy bellies that go boing boing boing, says Babby Chuckle. I don't know, it depends. Depends. Oh, there's an ad break incoming on Twitch, by the way. Honestly, I think I'm a lot more attracted to people based on personality. Like, if I get on with you, you know, and we vibe, I don't really care what you look like. Can I give you my opinion about your stream? Sure, Alicia, go ahead. Coming in a bit fast. You stream really well. I've been watching you for a while. Thank you, Alicia. Ooh, nearly. "22 miles. We're more or less there now. Sorry we ran over a bit. Ad break in progress. Is anybody streaming right now, by the way? Mega Rocker, Max, let me know if you are, and we'll do a raid at the end. Try and overtake, but I should have probably looked first. I've always had one doubt, if your profile picture's improved it would be even better. I mean, I'm very happy with my profile picture. It's me, it's my face, and that's exactly what a profile picture should be to me. I'm happy with it. I do update it every now and then, just like with a new photo, but it's always been my face. Antwerp discovered. I've never been to Antwerp in all the times that I've played this game. Wild. I know you're trying to let me in, but you stopped in a really awkward place, and now I've had no choice but to hit you. Oh, you're going to tell me that it has to be the other way around, right? For what reason? Would you go on a date with Brendan Fraser from The Whale to KFC? I'd go on a date with anyone to KFC. I love KFC. Okay, there we go. Job done. It is nearly 10 past, so we're going to leave things there right off the bat. We're already a little bit late tonight, but thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I'm going to switch over to the big camera and do my usual stream wrap-up, so don't go away just yet. Let me press this button here, and also this one here. And put the music on. There we go. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. That's all we got time for today. That was Trucking Tuesday. I hope you've had a good time. Will there be Farm Sim on Friday? There will, yes, Matt. I am going to be playing Farm Sim this Friday. So, to clarify what's going to be happening this week, I'm going to be playing Resident Evil tomorrow, Farming Sim on Friday, a surprise game on Saturday, and Subnautica on Sunday. I'm not going to be playing Minecraft, Euro Truck, or Farming Sim next month. So this was the last Euro Truck stream for the next 6 weeks. Friday will be the last Farming Sim stream for the next 6 weeks. And that's just to give me time to focus on my video content and also to play some other games on stream. But yeah, that's the plan. So that it's going to be a while before I play Euro Truck again, but we will come back like fresh in May, you know, and it'll be hopefully a bit more exciting. And in the meantime, I'm going to work on adding new elements, particularly on the Twitch stream, to keep people engaged. Thanks everyone for following on TikTok today, by the way. We are just 6 followers away from 2K. So if you... Oh! Thank you for cheering 10 more bits, Liam. Thank you very much. I don't know why the logo was squished just then, but thank you very much. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching on TikTok. If you can, and you haven't already, please do consider going and giving me a follow on TikTok. I'm very, very close to 2K. I only need 6 more followers. But yeah, and also go and follow on Twitch as well. And you can even sub if you want. That's an option. But yeah, that's it. That's all we got time for today. Quick shout out to the Patreons. Thank you very much to Kate, Jess, Danny, Riley P, Charlie, Amy, Marika, Aaron, Liam, Matt, and Max. You can't see the board on the TikTok stream, just a second. There we go. Thank you very much to all of those fine folks. If you want to get your name on the board, there's a link in my bio. It costs £1 a month, and you get access to behind-the-scenes content, as well as a shout-out on stream and VIP access in the Discord server. If you become a sub on Twitch, you also get VIP access to the Discord server, as well as custom emotes. So please do consider checking that out as well. Next live stream is going to be Resident Evil tomorrow at 5 PM. That's really all I've got to say for today, so bye-bye to everyone on TikTok and YouTube. Twitch, we'll see if we can find someone to raid. Bye-bye everybody, see you later. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you tomorrow.